Hi, this is Jeff with PalmettoTech. Someone asked the other day whether it's possible to automate or schedule Razor's Edge VBA macro to happen once a day or in the middle of the night, and the answer is yes, you can. You just need three things, and those are a macro, a link to your macro, and a macro. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's jump into the Razor's Edge here. And we'll go to our VBA section, and here I have a macro called convert auto to Fred, and this will find any constituent with the first name auto, make its middle name Fred, save it, and then it'll keep track of how many we do, and it'll copy a status message to the clipboard for us. So there's the first part, the macro that we need. So I'll close out of here. Next I'll go to our Home tab, and this is the second part. We need to add our link to our macro to our home page. So let's go to our user options, and we'll scroll down here, and we'll add our convert auto to Fred macro. I'll hit OK. So now we have our link to our macro here. Now the third thing we need is another macro, and what I'm talking about there is a macro that's going to record our keyboard and mouse input and then be able to play back that input at any time for us. So the software I'm using to do that is called Macro Scheduler 10. I just went and searched for some shareware macro software, and this happened to be the first one that I found. There are tens, if not hundreds, of these packages out there. I found a bunch of them on 2Cows, which is a shareware site that you can use if you like. But let's go ahead and create our macro here. So we'll open up Macro Scheduler. So let's go ahead and create our macro. So I'll click on Record, and we'll name it Automate Razor's Edge macro, and we'll hit Start. We'll go over here and start up the Razor's Edge. We'll go to our Home tab, and we'll come over here and click on our macro link, which runs our macro for us. We'll then exit the Razor's Edge, and we'll go down here and create a log entry for this. So I'll hit Control End to make sure we're at the end of the document. I'll hit F5, which will give us a timestamp. I will hit Control V, which will paste in our status string for us. I'll hit Enter again. I'll hit Alt F4 to save and close this document, and then we'll stop our recording. So now we should and do have a macro called Automate Razor's Edge macro. And if we look at the properties of this, we'll see that we have the option to schedule this macro to run at almost any time. So we could have it go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 2300 hours. Now what if the user isn't logged in then? They've either locked the machine or they've logged out. Well, no problem. We can use the auto login feature to log in using any username and password that you want. Now I'm not going to schedule it for this demonstration. I'm just going to go ahead and run it so we can see how it works. So do we want to save our changes? No. Okay. So let's click on Run Now and see how it'll work. It opens up the Razor's Edge, and it's driving now. I'm not even touching my mouse. Takes us to the Home tab. We click on our macro to run it. We exit the Razor's Edge, go to add an entry to our log file. And we save and close the log file. And now we're done with the macro. So there it is. That's how we can schedule a Razor's Edge VBA macro to run at pretty much any time we want. Thanks for listening.